I thought there were so many lovely moments of capturing of daily life for these individuals. And there was a real honesty and a great amount of space that was afforded to let these small private moments unfold authentically. And the soundscape captured the mood and each shift in the story quite brilliantly, through the pacing as well. Really poignant ideas spread throughout the piece, and it left me with a lot to contemplate and mull over. That really inventive cinematography that captured the both peace but also chaos, and how those were embodied by the countryside versus the city and the two different paces, and how those bounce off of each other and juxtapose each other, but wondering if there's a middle ground in between the two.
I would say throughout the entire film, that there was no dialogue used, but there were subtitles used. And it was told throughout the entire short that it was through music rather. And then you're sort of going through, and you have these sort of parallel lives, and that eventually they meet. Um, but it's told specifically through um, subtitles and music. However, I did enjoy that. I think it was around 13 minutes they began to speak, and that's the first time you hear the anyone speak and the characters specifically. And I think it's interesting that they use that time to have them speak because it's when they meet, and then their journeys sort of continue from there. So yeah, I really did enjoy it. I don't think I've ever seen anything where it's just, sort of subtitles, but then the music is primarily told or used to be able to tell the story. Yeah, it was very creative, and I enjoyed it all. I enjoyed the sort of poetic moments as well, especially after the two characters meet, the male and the female, they meet and they sort of go on this journey, and they have these sort of um, a poetic and existential conversations without dialogue as well.
The silence and the sign language to me is so powerful because we have to grasp the meaning through the emotional range and the emotions that are displayed in front of us. So the imagery it has to be the clearest thing to convey what this song is trying to say. And some things that came to mind when I was watching this were innocence, playfulness of children. You see a lot of children running through fields. And so it just made me think of the innocence of children. It also made me think of a release in some cases, like releasing something. It made me think of releasing fear and not having anything to fear, abandoning the idea of fear. And then you had the fire, which was just such a powerful image to end it all with.
I really was on a journey with this because I was kind of trying to figure out the storyline all along the way and who the focus was. But I know that there was a focus. It was kind of neat that the boy was a focus at different phases of his life. I really don't think you can really just put your finger on the whole plot of this or the story. I think it's just a combination of things. And I thought it was interesting. I thought it was interesting the combination of the dialogue versus no dialogue, and then having just complete silence. And then there's the music at times. And I thought it really forces the audience to really pay attention and use your different senses at different times, and kind of makes you really, it reels you in that way. With the music, I really enjoyed the different components to the music with, between the instrumental part, the lyrics, and the voice as well. I thought was really good. Nice camera work and editing throughout. I really liked the landscape. Such a beautiful landscape in this. Again, the combination of having at certain points there was dialogue, and then the certain points there was no dialogue, but the words were written up as subtitles, and it was almost like, they were sharing thoughts instead of words, and just a lot of different elements to this. Wasn't sure why the guy had to burn her camper, but just again, at one point, I just kind of let the over analyzing go and just enjoyed the ride of this, and seeing the man kind of older at the end go back home.
I really wanted to specific. I like a lot. All of it really worked. All the elements. But I really wanted to shout out. One, the cinematography, because those shots, especially those wide shots of like the land, like sweeping wide, drone style, like just pretty nice to look at shots, were very effective and used well. Um, I just wanted to shout out. One shot that really spoke to me was that shot where it's like of the girl like running, and it's like a gate, but it's like on like the land. I don't know. I don't know if you know what shot I'm talking about, but I was like, that is a good shot, and it's like a push in. That's like a screensaver shot in my mind. Um, so cinematography, but I really, really, really wanted to shout out two things: the sound design, the mixing of the music, and then also the effects and the blending of the two, and they used to enhance the story, to enhance the visuals. Excellent, excellent, and also the acting, excellent acting on everybody involved. This really is like Hollywood ready, I feel like.
Brilliantly executed. Uh, the editing was sharp. It came together in just a really interesting way, and we're also treated to just all kinds of delightful landscapes and footage. City architecture and rural and rooftops. There's just such a dynamic mix of visuals in this one that just keeps everything rolling and keeps it interesting.
How little audible dialogue there was. Yet I feel like so much of a story was told throughout it. I always find that interesting with films where there's little to no words, yet you see a vast and rich storyline from it. And I'm always impressed by films like that.